A very good day to you and welcome to the program. We want to speak to you about the gifts which God has given to you. My dear friend, do not despise, first of all, your youth or your inexperience or the gift that God has given to you. And that's what happens to a lot of us. God uses ordinary people. That is a given. Ask me about it. You don't have to be well qualified. You have to have a heart after God, and you've got to have a heart for the lost. If we look at 1 Timothy chapter 4, I'm just going to read a couple of verses from verse 12. 1 Timothy chapter 4 from 12 to 16. Paul is talking to his young spiritual son, Timothy. And he says in verse 12, "Let no one despise, look down upon, your youth, but be an example to the believers in the word, in conduct, in love, in spirit, in faith, in purity, until I come. Give attention to reading, to exhortation, and to doctrine." Folks, there is no shortcut to being a follower of Christ. It's like being a soldier. You've got to keep disciplined. You've got to make sure your weapons are sharp. You've got to make sure that you rest well, you eat well, you train well. You've got to be fit. You really have to. Verse 14, "Do not neglect the gift that is in you, which was given to you by prophecy with the laying on of the hands of the presbytery. Meditate on these things, give yourself entirely to them, that your progress may be evident to all." Verse 16, "Take heed to yourself and to the doctrine, continue in them, for in doing this you will save both yourself and those who hear you." I've never been to Bible college. I just haven't had the privilege. I have no problem with Bible college. I think it's an essential if you can do it. I've been to the School of Life. I've been to Calvary. Okay, I've been up the Via Dolorosa. I've sweated blood. I really have. Okay, because that was the road that I took. And maybe it was the road the Lord meant me to walk on. If you've got the ability and also the availability to go to a Bible college, please do that. Because Paul says clearly here to Timothy that you must read. You must learn. You must learn the word, get the word into you. I've met some people who want to be preachers, but they don't even share their testimony at a Bible study. Where are you going to start? Some people reckon they're going to take over from Dr. Billy Graham. They're going to be the next world evangelist, but they don't even talk to more than 2 people. Go into the street, go and find people and tell them about Jesus. Don't despise your youth. You know, I love to tell the story about D.L. Moody. When he first got saved, he was a shoe salesman. He was a farmer's son. And he went to the minister and he said, "I want to work for the Lord." And he said, "I want to be a Sunday school teacher." And the minister said, "Well, you can't, because there's 17 other people in front of you. They're in a queue. Why don't you go down to the slums down in Chicago and go and preach the gospel to those street children?" He said, "Fine." So he got on his horse. He went and bought a pocket of oranges, put them behind his horse, and he went into the slums and he said to the little children, "You want an orange?" And, "Yes, please, sir, follow me." And just like the Pied Piper, he went and rented a big empty building, and that's where he started his Sunday school. They say, I think it was in less than a year, he had 500 children. He would put a canary up in the front and say that if any child didn't break one Sunday, you'd give them the canary at the end of the year. You say that's bribery and corruption, you can say what you like. But I want to tell you something. He didn't despise his beginning. Don't you do it either. Until next time, goodbye.
For more information, please visit angusbuchan.com.